So water is an essential to life. Every human body is made up of at least 60% water, and no one can survive without more than 3 days without it. So could you ever imagine in a country like the U.S., a source that is widely accepted as clean as being detrimental to your well-being? Well, recent studies show that top bottled water brands may not be the friendliest selection. So by using alternatives to bottled water, you can get the same great taste at a lower cost, environmental impact, and risk to your health. So I took an environmental science class in high school where we watched the documentary called Tapped, and it just shows all the horrors to the bottled water industry and the plastic bottles of water. And so that's when I got kind of interested in it, and I've been an advocate against bottled water ever since. So do you buy bottled water? If you do, you pay 2,000 times the cost of tap water, you're destroying the environment, and you're increasing your potential risk for chronic diseases and consuming dangerous toxins. So the first reason why you shouldn't buy bottled water is because it costs way more than tap water. Like I said, the Business Insider article states that it costs 2,000 times the cost of a gallon of tap water. If you don't like the taste of tap water, which is one of the biggest complaints about it, you can get a water filtering system. They're becoming more and more popular, and it's a great alternative to buying plastic water bottles. Even the most expensive Brita water filter, which is about $96 a year, is less than 10% the cost of the estimated $1,000 a year you spend on bottled water. And keep in mind that this is estimated at 29 cents a bottle, when most are bought individually as much as $2 to $4 each. So making the switch reinforces economical sense, and it is a way to become more cost effective in our daily lives. If money isn't the issue, then I want you to think about all the environmental problems you hear about every day, and I'll show you how bottled water can contribute to that. So bottled water is an environmental problem. Everyone thinks that they're great because the plastic is recyclable, but in reality only 1/5 of them get recycled, and 80% of the tens of billions of water bottles used each year end up in landfills, the incinerator, or on the side of the street. And so using an alternative, which would be tap water or a water filter, you completely cut out this component and by using a reusable source. And then Brita claims that their water filters have saved 430,199,585 bottles thus far. So the last reason that you shouldn't use bottled water, if you don't care about money and you don't care about the environment, you can't help but care about yourself, right? So tap water is more highly regulated than bottled water. Tap water is regulated by the EPA, while bottled water is regulated by the FDA. And supposedly only one person in the FDA oversees all bottled water production, and that's not even their sole responsibility. Municipal water sources are tested several times each day in comparison to bottled water, who don't have to go through the same testing requirements. Bottled water companies are also not required to disclose info such as where water comes from, how or if it's purified, and if it's merely bottled tap water. So the most important probably aspect of all this is all these factors contribute to an unhealthy and potentially dangerous source that's consumed on a daily basis. I use Avita Okal, who's a registered holistic nutritionist, who's dedicated a lot of her time on this subject. And just some stuff from her studies. She claims that a study conducted at the University of Missouri expressed that contaminants in the bottled water sample stimulated accelerated division of cancer cells. A different study she discusses says that overall the bottled water tested contained 38 chemical pollutants, and more than 1/3 of those are not regulated in bottled water. And then another separate study shows that chemicals which are known to disrupt testosterone and other hormones can leach into bottled water over time. So the U.S. being one of the largest consumers of bottled water, you think about the amount that we consume in addition to all the other toxins that we have in our daily lives. It's kind of stupid to drink something that is so easily switched out. So needless to say, The bottled water industry is out of hand and no one even really knows about it. Economically, environmentally, and in concern to your health, something needs to be done to stop the massive acceptance of bottled water. With alternatives to this plastic enemy, you can save money, save the environment, and save yourself. So I encourage everyone to rethink what you drink. Thank you.